back. With me here is the main organizer, Egons Lavendelis. Thank you, Egon, for joining us. Maybe you can explain something. What does it mean to organize such a big chess festival as Riga University Open?
Well, good morning or good afternoon, depending on which time zone you are. Yeah, my pleasure to be here. And actually, usually I would say, okay, we have everything prepared from previous years. But this year was a bit different with all these pandemic things, because many people who were willing to come could not come or had some difficulties coming, like crossing borders, finding a means of transportation that is actually going where they need. So quite a lot of new challenges came in this year, unfortunately. And yeah, probably that's the reason why we have slightly less participants this year than usual, but still I'm happy that we decided to go with it, because I feel that we are one of the few that managed this year, and I'm very happy for that.
Right. Well, maybe Egon, you can tell something about how did you start this idea of organizing the festival? Because I don't think one organizes like, I just said, okay, I'm going to start to organize a chess festival right away. How did it start?
Actually, it started in an informal conversation between me and vice rector of RTU. At that point, Team RTU had won their first gold medal in Latvian team championships. And we got the rights to go to European Club Cup, its name, sorry, forgot the name. We got the rights to go to the European Club Cup, and we were discussing, should we do that? And we decided that it's quite an expensive thing, and let's better use the money for Latvian chess in a more useful way, to organize a tournament. And that's how it started, with a small tournament first year, I guess. I remember the exact number of participants. It was 147. For the other years, I don't remember, but that was our first edition with quite a small budget, small prize fund. But every year it got bigger, more supporters, more participants, and as a result, we are here, and we are, I guess, the largest chess festival in Northern Europe.
Right. Right. So what were the biggest challenges for you throughout the years? And probably you're going to want to stop also to this year's chess festival. Maybe what happened the last year, some backstory.
Yeah, last year we did not manage. Actually, we made the decision quite early that we will not organize it. I guess it was somewhere in May already, because the situation with the pandemics looked really bad. And in July, I was kind of regretting that we made the decision, but then in August, where all the restrictions came back, at the planned dates, I checked the website of Latvian authorities who are saying who can come and who cannot. And I understood that like 4 or 5 European countries could come. And at that point, I was very happy that we actually canceled it, because, well, very few players would actually come. The others would just lose money and so on. And probably not too big pleasure for anyone as a result would be. So it was a sad but right decision to cancel last year, because it was not possible last August to play chess in such big crowds that we have here. But this year, well, probably the situation with coronavirus is not much better, but still, we have vaccines. We have already used to it. We know what to do if something happens, and this allows us to come back to more or less normal life. And RTU Open is part of it, so we're back. And I hope that nothing will keep us away for the next years as well.
What's maybe the future of the chess festival? Because I guess the plan is always to grow, or maybe it's already big enough. I mean, it's such a huge festival now.
Well, this year, in terms of the number of players, we made one step backwards. But I really hope that after this situation with pandemics is over, we will be back to original numbers or even bigger. And yes, we want to be bigger, because our main advantage here is a huge playing hall. And within this playing hall, in a normal conditions where we don't have to think about distancing and things like that, where we have to just think about convenience of players, we can accommodate up to 1,200 players. So we are open to everyone and of every level, starting from grandmasters and ending with kids that just start to play chess, because we have different tournaments for different people, and also with different schedules. And actually, our position is that we are creating a festival for everyone to play in Latvia, and our main goal is for every Latvian chess player to come and play. That's the main thing for us.
Yeah, it's not only for the Latvian players indeed, right? Because it's also the biggest tournament in the year for Lithuanians, Estonians as well. They're coming here every year.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe I imagine throughout the years you had so many supporters who allowed you to make this festival come true. So who are they? So obviously it's Riga Technical University.
Yes, of course, the main supporter all these 10 years, till this 10-year anniversary, has been Riga Technical University. That provides both the playing venue and the biggest financial support. That's not a secret, and probably that will stay forever for this festival, as it is named after the university, and the university is really proud of it. Yeah? And the second largest supporter this year became FIDE, because we have local friends that are helping us. They are Riga City Council, Baltic Law Offices, usually Latvian Sport Federation Council, but not this year. And then really a very important support came from FIDE. They announced this FIDE aid package or support for open tournaments. And within this year, when the numbers of participants are lower, so the income is lower, also additional expenses due to COVID things, such a support by FIDE came really on the right moment. And I would say it helped us to survive. So a really great thing, and I hope something like that stays for the next year, and also helps us to grow. So big thanks to FIDE, and I guess I'm not the only one, only organizer that is grateful to FIDE for their support.
Wasn't there the support decisive to organize this year's festival? Because I imagine with the COVID crisis, you're thinking, I don't know, maybe, and then comes the support. Was that the decisive moment?
Well, formally, probably not. We would try anyway, but psychologically, definitely. Okay, if we get even a FIDE support, we have to go.
Yeah, you have to do it.
We have to do that, and it motivated us a lot, actually. Yeah.
Right, and finally there was this big news. Of course, yesterday we were quite surprised, all of us. Me was surprised, Anna was surprised, and everybody in the hall was surprised about the Grand Swiss. Maybe you can very shortly mention a couple of words. What was that? I mean, how did it happen?
Well, it came as an opportunity for us, based on the fact that. Well, in Latvian there is a saying, you shrunk on your own disaster and grow on another disaster. Of course, I'm not happy that Isle of Man could not do that this year, but well, that's an opportunity for us, and it would be stupid to say no, because again, it is due to COVID, because players cannot go to Isle of Man without self-isolation, and it's hard to reach it, and that's why FIDE made a decision to move it away from Isle of Man. And they were looking for a team that could organize it, because the organization actually will be of a very short notice. We have started it like yesterday, yeah? So nothing much is done. I cannot give you lots of technical details, how it will happen, where it will happen. We have no contracts yet and so on. But I'm optimistic that we'll make it here. And why I'm so optimistic? The reason is very simple. We have experience with RTU Open. The team is ready to work. The same team will be working.
So is that the same thing which started work on the first festival, the core, and I think nothing has changed?
Not really. Some people have came, some people have left the team because this team has always been a very young team. Mostly a group of capable students that are doing things. And when they finish their studies, they get their full-time jobs, they grow in their career, and at some point they say, okay, well, this is disturbing my career. And I have to look for new people to join this team, but I've been very lucky that there has been always been some very capable, talented, and full of energy youngsters that are joining. We are, of course, also teaching them how to do things, and that's how we are doing that. But if we have just 2 months left till such a big event, then you cannot like build a team of fresh youngsters and teach them how to do things. You need already a team that is capable to work, and I believe we have one, so everything should be fine.
Yeah, I imagine we are not simply seeing the input work behind this, organizing the festival, because everybody comes here, everything is ready, but all of that work of organizing, contacting, booking the hotels, etc., I imagine that takes a lot of time.
Indeed, it takes also the registration process to meet all the wishes by the players, where they want to stay, when they want to come, how they want to come, and so on. All these things are settled by my colleagues. Yeah, so lots of hours go there. That's true.
Would you have ever imagined 10 years ago you'll be sitting here after 10 years that now this has become such a huge chess festival? You have an amazing team who are doing this. There are so many strong players coming here to play to Riga with very good reviews. Could you have imagined that?
Definitely not, to be honest. Yeah.
All right, and the next question is, would you do it again?
You mean RTU Open 11s? I guess.
No, not the next one, but from the start. Would you do it again?
Would I?
Yeah, provocative question, I guess.
Yeah, probably I would. It has been a fun journey during those 10 years.
Right.
Okay, or 11 years with one missed in the middle, the last one.
Yeah, so indeed, for Latvian chess players, the Riga Techno University, and not only for Latvian players, for the Baltic states and surrounding countries, it has become the main tournament in the chess calendar in the years. So this is the tournament we have been always looking forward every single year. So maybe some final words, Egons, about something you forgot to mention.
The final words is you're saying that that's the main festival, but when was the last time when you played?
Oh, that's a good question. I did not play, obviously, last year in 19.
Okay, I accept your excuses for the last year.
All right, for the last year, but before, you know what? I think the last play that I played in 2016. I don't remember really.
5 years ago.
5 years ago, yes.
So your task is next year to win the tournament.
Well, you remember, right? This discussion we had 5 years ago. I said to you, I'm gonna win the Liepāja Rokade Super Tournament, and I'm gonna win the RTU. I said, no way, this is gonna happen. So I shared the first place in Liepāja's Rokade Super Tournament, and shared the first place here. Okay, I was third, but I think I slightly managed to achieve what I said.
But now it's time to win.
Now it's time to win it, right? So I'll take your words as a signal that I have to do it. So I guess that's it. So that was Egons Lavendelis, the main organizer of Riga Techno University Open, and he's also going to be the organizer of the FIDE Grand Swiss, which is scheduled to be run in Riga this October, November. Huge news for Latvian chess, and yeah, thank you for coming here, Egons.
Thank you and enjoy.